Hi guys, so today we'll be solving this problem called word search. Given an m cross n grid of characters board and a string word, return true if word exists in the grid. The word can be constructed from letter of sequentially adjacent cell, where adjacent cells are horizontally or vertically neighboring. The same letter cell may not be used more than once. There will be some test cases with a board or a word larger than constraint to test if your solution is using running. Okay, so basically we have been given a matrix which contains the words, uh, the letters, sorry, and we have to find if the given word exists in the board. So what comes to my mind by seeing this problem is something related to number of islands. So we'll be using DFS here to search through the grid, and then we'll be returning true if the DFS gives us the value as true that the word exists in the grid. So let's solve the problem, and I'll explain the code as I code along. So first we'll create for loop to iterate through the matrix board dot size I plus plus for int j is equal to 0, j is less than board of I dot size j plus plus, and then we'll be calling dfs function to check if the word exists in the board. We'll be passing board word I j as well as an index to traverse through the uh, matrix, and if we found that, then we'll be returning true. If we found the word, we'll be returning true. Otherwise, we'll be returning false. Okay. Now, let's make the function DFS, which will be doing the real work for the code for our problem. So, uh, it would be Boolean DFS. We have vector of vector char of board, and then we have string word, and then we have I and j, and as well as we have a variable called index. Now, if the index dot size index is if the index is equal to the word dot size, at that time at that time what we'll be doing is that we'll be returning true, because the index would be equal to the word size, and the probably we have the word, that's why the index is of the word size, so we'll be returning true then. And after that we'll be checking if if I is less than 0, or j is less than 0, or I is greater than board dot size, or j is greater than board of 0 dot size. So if we'll be checking if it is, if the traversal has not gone out of the the matrix, we'll be returning false if it has gone out of the matrix. And then what we'll be doing is that if word word of index is not equal to the not equal to uh, board of ij, then we'll be returning false. Like if the index value of the word as well as the character that we have is not equal, so we'll be returning false. And if it is, then we'll be just using that space and marking it as star and moving forward, so that it is not used again. Now we'll also create a variable called further search, where we'll be traversing through the board in various directions so that we can get the correct word. So it will go I plus 1 j index plus 1, then dfs, then dfs dfs board of word I minus 1 comma j index plus 1. So this will be going the row will be I plus 1 is below and I minus 1 is above it. And after that will also be doing word comma I comma j plus 1 index plus 1, which will be traversing in the right direction in the columns, and then we have to also go in the backward direction, index plus 1. All right, so j minus 1 would go in the backward direction. Now what we have to do is that we'll be, after searching this, we'll be able to know that if the word exists, and we'll be putting the word in the star that we had marked earlier. Would We will have to replace it by its original value, so which will be word of index, and then we'll be returning further search. So let's run the code once and see if it is working. So mm, we are doing something that is going out of bound. Int I, j, int index, g plus plus, 0 is less than 0, I is greater than board dot size minus 1 and board dot size minus 1, right? Yeah. Basically, the I should be between I and board dot size minus 1. It should not increase more than board dot size minus 1. That's why. So let's submit it. Yeah, that works. So I hope you understood the problem. It was a very similar to the number of island problem, and it's been asked in a lot of interviews, and I hope you understood it. Thank you.